What's up, fam? Welcome back to the Steep Stuff Podcast. I'm your host, James Lariello, and I'm so excited to bring you guys an episode today, a Speedgoat 50K preview episode with none other than frequent co-host, Nick Tusa. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. We get into all kinds of good stuff. This is a very historical race, so we get into lots of the history of the race, course records, broken course records, you name it, we kind of get into it. Hopefully there's a bunch of value in there for your guys' free trial fantasy picks. We hope you enjoy it. So without further ado, here is the Speedgoat 50K race preview episode.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Nick Tusa, welcome back to the Steep Stuff Podcast. How's it going, my friend?
It's going, man. We're in the thick of things. Summer racing. It's been a good time.
I know. I mean, I can't believe it's already mid to late July, and we're already talking Speedgoat, man. I always feel like it's crazy how fast time goes by. We were just chatting about, like all these world prep races and Broken Arrow and Centipede, and here we are already. We're back in the thick of it for Speedgoat 50K. It's pretty crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's dude. I gotta say, Speedgoat's pretty stacked this year. I'm pretty impressed with the turnout for both the men's and women's field. Look very deep, extremely deep.
Yeah. Most years I feel like you have your like 3 or 4 characters in the women's and men's side, but this year it's deep. I'd say it's 10 deep on both sides, so it's solid. And I think a lot of people are prepping, I would guess, for Worlds, for heading over to Sham for OCC or CCC. This is a great tune-up for it. And top 3 gets an entrance into OCC, so that's probably a big thing for some people.
Yeah, it's an auto bid into OCC. Is it an auto bid for this year, or is it for the following?
That's a good point. It would be for the fall.
It would be for the following?
Yes.
All right, yeah, I mean, still interesting, though. I mean, if you're, you know what, like, I know, like, Michelino's run at OCC before, hasn't had the best race that he wanted to, so if he does well here, there's an opportunity. I just feel like it does create a lot of opportunity. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, when you look at this course profile and think about, like, the history of this race, like, first off, like, hands down, like, what Karl Meltzer created here, probably the toughest 50K in America, like, easily in North America.
I would say it's up there. Yeah. It's pretty close. There's some smaller races that I would put up there, but this is at altitude. It's what, almost 10,000 feet a gain?
Yeah, it's 11,000 feet. 11,000 feet a gain for 31 miles. It's 11,400 on the profile in 31 miles. I did not, like, I looked at a couple other things for the rut to compare the rut 50K to it, but I didn't look at I mean, obviously it goes over Lone Peak, so it's just as high.
Yeah, it is higher. Yeah, or if not higher, yeah. More technical. I would say the rut's definitely more technical, so it ends up being a little bit of a slower race, because no one's going under 5 hours at the run, in my opinion. But here we saw David Sinclair.
There is some crossover, though. It is interesting because, like, you see athletes that seem to do well, like your David Sinclairs, your Michelinos, Jennifer Lichter, like those athletes that seem to perform pretty well at the rut also seem to cross over pretty well into Speedgoat. So, yeah, man, it's happening. Yeah, Saturday, July 26th, 2025. I almost said Cirque Series Snowbird. Snowbird. I'm just so synonymous with that Cirque Series race. Little Cottonwood. Such a beautiful canyon. I haven't been back since the Cirque Series race. That's kind of where I was going to say with it. But dude, honestly, like, you were just back not too far from there, racing in Park City. Like, those canyons are so gorgeous.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's Little and Big Cottonwood it's special place.
Yeah. Yeah. We just had a chat pretty recent. We were kind of talking about some of the Cirque Series races and just shorter technical stuff. You think you'll try to hop into anything next year? Try to go back to do anything? Maybe the Speedgoat 28K. That'd be a good fit for you.
I know it's been on a list for a while. It just hasn't lined up. Yeah. I mean, as long as weather pans out, which I was actually just looking at the weather, and it looks like they're going to be having some pretty solid weather. It looked like highs in like the high 60s, lows in like the low 40s ish. So it should be a cool start with like a little warmer finish, but not what you're used to in those canyons. Those canyons can get very, very hot. Very hot.
Once the sun breaks in there, you get absolutely cooked. Because, dude, I remember from Alta last year, like that was like relatively cool start. But as soon as the sun hits you, as you start to get like above tree line and exposed, like you get friggin' cooked.
That's one thing with this course. It is completely exposed. You are not in any type of tree coverage whatsoever. You're on top of ski mountains the entire time.
Yeah. That's one thing I really enjoy about the Wasatch is like it's not, I mean, it's high up for like relatively speaking, but like not like Colorado. It's like runnable high up, right? Like you can run to 11,000 feet and, still feel pretty good. And it's, you're right. You're just hitting these beautiful ski peaks. You've got such a picturesque course. You're dropping up and down, lots of up and down, just pounding. I don't know. Like I said, Speedgoat intrigues me. I don't know. Like just personally as an athlete, there's something about it that I'd love to go see what it's all about. And obviously I played on the course in a couple different sections, through Cirque Series stuff, but like never done the whole thing. So yeah, it's definitely something for the list.
Yeah, definitely one on the list.
Let's talk about it. So like, we talked about the course a little bit. Obviously, 31 miles, 11,400 feet. One of the biggest elevation gains, if not the biggest in the sport as of right now, as far as the toughest in the United States, like 50K wise. Course low points about 8,000 feet. High points about 11,000. So a lot of up and down, up and down. Interesting thing, course has 7 aid stations. 7 checkpoint aid stations, if you will, 2 of which allow crew access. So crew can get to 2 of those points on there. One of the things I was messing with it. I was talking to Scott Klingon-Smith. We did a little like a race, like pre-race interview with him, and I was messing with him because he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna put in my belt. I'm gonna do this bottle, this bottle, this bottle, and I'm gonna keep these in my hands." And I was like, "Dude, what about the mandatory gear?" And he like had a borderline panic attack, and but because UTMB is kind of synonymous with mandatory gear, but for this race in particular, I think it's kind of cool that the only mandatory gear is just your phone, food, obviously. I think it's a liter of water. So cell phone, collapsible cup, 1 liter of water capacity, and then the ability to have food, spare food. So it's not like rain jacket and all this other stuff, which is interesting.
Right. Yeah, I'm surprised on like the 1 liter. I know at Twisted Fork when I ran that, they required 1.5 liters. Though you were going farther away from, I don't know, the start. It was a bigger loop, whereas like this is like kind of condensed on a ski hill. Everything is sort of close. Like if weather did strike, you could dip down pretty quick. And there's aid stations, like you said, there's 7 of them. So
yeah. I think it's kind of cool. It's very like I think that was something that I find interesting because like we said, UTMB is very synonymous with you got to pack your rain pants, your rain jacket, this thing, that thing. There's a lot of mandatory gear, is what I'm trying to get at. But like the mythos, like the background of American trail running and ultra running in general is very minimalist, right? I picture Anton running shirtless with a belt, on Long's Peak, like that's American ultra running in a lot of ways. 100%. So, and Anton having history with this race and amongst many others, like I find it cool that they kind of kept it very minimalist in some ways. So you can kind of run the race just with bottles and a phone and you're good. One of the interesting things about this race that I find kind of like neat and different, prize purse, $7,000 prize purse. First place is $2,000. Second, and this is for men and women. First place is $2,000. Second place is $1,000, and third is $500. I mean, I'm happy that they do a prize purse, but I think it's a little low compared to some others, like Broken Arrow for the just goes to show you like how crazy our sport's gotten, like as far as and evolved it's gotten, if you will, from a prize purse perspective. This year, the Broken Arrow Ascent, $3,500 for winning the ascent. 3,473, which is an obscure number, for winning the 23K. 5,500 to the first male and female for the 46K. So Jen, like some of those folks, Jen and Eli got $5,500 checks. It's pretty solid. Second place, $2,000 for the ascent. 23K was $2,315, and third place, or I'm sorry, and for the 46K, second was $3,500. Third place for the ascent was $1,200. Third place for the 23K was $1,158, and then third place for the 46K was $1,000. So pretty sizable prize purses and compared. What I'm trying to get at here is like UTMB, I think like needs to step it up with the prize purse money. Oh, yeah. Like you're only offering 7K, whereas you see like Broken Arrow for like, you gotta remember for like an ascent or like a Cirque Series race, right? Cirque Series, you can make $1,000, right? If you win. Yep. Like that's an easy day out. Like you don't have to work that hard for that money. Whereas like $2,000 to have to work your butt off for 50K, it's going to take a long time to, come back from. I don't know. I feel like that. Yeah. That's, whereas like a Broken Arrow, you go win the 46K, $5,500 is a probably pretty solid payout.
I was just looking up here. I was curious what UTMB, like the 100-miler, what the payout is there. And it seems like they pay out pretty well. The prize purse, it looks like last year, I think it was 120,000 euros. Okay. So they're paying out pretty well. I don't know. I had this in my head that they didn't pay out that well, but maybe that's changed in the recent years.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I know Western doesn't pay out anything, do they? Right? No,
I don't believe so. No, but the Rut has a great prize purse. I mean, the Rut, you're always seeing athletes pictured with like stacks of cash. Like if you win the 50K, 50K or 28K, it's $3,000 for first place. So like 3,000 in cash, that's like a lot of wads of like $100 bills. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Even the VK, you make $1,000 if you win. So like Cam came away last year. Then did he win he won the VK? And if I remember correctly, he won the 28K too. So dude made himself $4,000 in a weekend. That's not bad.
Wow, dude. I didn't think the rep paid out like that. Wow. I'm surprised we haven't seen Joe go up there, Joe Gray go up and do the VK.
Yeah. I never even thought about that. Usually, you know what? Yeah. It's always kind of conflicted probably with pikes and stuff like that. Could be why. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Or worlds or, in the in-between years or off years. So yeah, that would be a cool one to see.
He's got to do that one.
Yeah. Because that's a proper like vertical kilometer. Yeah.
You crush.
Dude, let's talk history of this race. So one of the things I really got into the weeds on, about Speedgoat is just like how storied it is in our sport. Like there's a lot of history to this race. Like 2017, Jim Walmsley broke the course record that Sage Canaday had set. We'll get into Sage's course record, but the former course record was 5:08:07, set by Sage. I believe it was in 2013. Jim goes and breaks it by about 4 minutes in 2017. Then Adam Peterman came along in 2021, broke Jim's course record by about 20 seconds. I did not know it was that close. So Peterman was very close to Jim's course record.
What was that time? Was that 5?
Peterman did it. It was
5:05.
Hold on. I didn't write that one down specifically. Okay. No, I wrote David Sinclair's down, which was broken by like 7 minutes.
Okay.
And then
I would imagine it was,
Walmsley. Actually, you know what? I can get, because that would have been 2021. Adam Peterman won. Hold on. Adam Peterman ran 5:04:31 back in 2021. So it took about 20 seconds off of Jim's time. And then David Sinclair goes and absolutely demolishes the course record last year and broke Adam's time by about 7 minutes. And the first person to ever go under 5 hours on that course, which is kind of crazy. Yeah. And you know what the even crazier part is like Sam Hendry, I really look up to as an athlete. Like I have a lot of respect for, like extremely talented. Dude, he beat Sam Hendry by 27 minutes. Like 4:57:35. It's not like it was even 4:59. It was 4:50 something. He was into the 4 range.
So doing like a 100-mile race, not a 50K. That's just domination. It's
Yeah, that might have been. I mean, we'll see what happens over the next few years. I mean, like maybe Jim will come back, or maybe David Sinclair will continue to lower it. But outside of that, maybe folks will improve, or we'll get some new phenoms in there. But I don't know if that course record's going to come down anytime soon. Like that's so fast to think about. Like 31 miles, 11,200 feet or 11,400 feet of climbing, and you're running less than 5 hours on that. That's crazy. So kudos.
But sometimes it just takes someone to do it, and once someone does it, the dominoes just fall.
Yeah.
So we'll see this year. This year I think we'll say a lot, because like we were saying, this is one of the deepest fields we've seen.
It is. Lots of names. And I do want to give some more commentary on the women's side as well. The women's course record, so this is a tale of course records and some interesting history here. Like the women's course record, you would have thought it would have fallen since then. It was set in 2008 by Anita Ortiz in 6 hours, 2 minutes, and 6 seconds. And it's interesting because like the only athletes that have really come super close, Jasmine Lowther ran last year 6:15:05, which is still, quite a few minutes, 13 minutes off. And Anime Flynn ran 6:18:04. So no one's really come super, super close in that amount of time. So yeah, it's interesting.
Now that you say that, I feel like this is like, correct me if I'm wrong here, but is this the last known, or the oldest course record in American trail running right now? Because recently, Pikes was broken.
Yeah.
Leadville was broken. Oh, maybe it's the women's Leadville one.
It might be Ann Trayson.
It might be that. I don't know when that was, though. I want to say that was more recent than 2008, though.
I'm going to find out who. Yeah, I'm just going to Google this really quick.
It's so interesting. Like you said, like this is a race that has been around for so long, and every pro basically in their build up to a lot of these ultra runners, the build up to their 100-milers that they start doing, when they're 6, 7, 8 years into the sport. This is a course that they go through. Like you've had every name race this, and the fact that it's never been broken is astonishing. Like, was there a shorter course then? Was it the perfect weather? Is it a weather thing?
It's possible. I want to give some commentary to the Leadville one. So I didn't realize this, but Mary Denholm did break it in 2024. She broke Ann Trayson's record.
Oh,
she ran 18:23:51. This course set by Mary Denholm. The time broke previously held by Ann Trayson, who ran 18:06:24. That doesn't make any sense. AI, what are you doing to me? So no, that's incorrect too. I might have to cut this out.
I feel like she did, but she was a very, very close, or she was on her way to doing so, and then maybe fell apart towards the end. But David could have very well overshadowed her during that. That was kind of...
No. Okay. So I'm sorry, audience who's listening to this thinking, no, it's Ann Trayson's record, because we were right originally. Ann Trayson holds the record in 18:06. Mary Denholm came close. Listen to this. This is kind of funny. I typed this in. This is how you can never trust AI, and this is why we don't want them to be our evil robot. It literally says the current women's course record for the Leadville Trail 100 is 18:23:51, set by Mary Denholm in 2024. That could not be more wrong, dude. Like Google AI sucks. I'm sorry.
And what year was that Ann Trayson did that? Was that 2011, right?
1994.
Okay, that's the oldest. Forget what I said. How about 50K and under? This is probably one.
I'd say for some of the bigger sub ultra races, it's hard to say because you would qualify this as technically an ultra race because it's a 50K, but 50K, for some of the bigger races set back in 2008, this is one of the longer standing ones. The reason I bring it up because it's like a Leadville in a lot of ways where so many amazing women in our sport have come through and have raced this. Like your Anime Flynn's, your Hillary Allen's, like Jasmine Lowther. Like there's so many strong women that have come through and not even gotten close, like still within 10 minutes. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe like you said, maybe it was a great weather day. Maybe it was a shorter course. Yeah, I have no idea, but it is wild to me that has stood the test of time since 2008. So some more history that I find really interesting that I do want to dive a little deeper into. So Kilian ran this. Won the race back in 2012. He ran 5:18:27. Sage Canaday is now tied with David Sinclair for the most titles. David has 3 wins. Sage Canaday has 3 wins. Sage Canaday won 2013, 14, and 15, and previously had the course record at 5:08:07 that was set back in 2013. Anton has raced this race twice. 2012, he was 4th behind Kilian. I do not recall who was kind of in those two gentlemen in between, and he was 2nd in 2013 to Sage. So Anton's had some history at this race. Other legends who have run this race: Ricky Gates, Mike Wolf, Joe Grant, Timmy Parr, Dylan Bowman, Tim Tollefson, who we'll get to, Ryan Fabus, Nick Clark. Hayden Hawks got his start at this race in 2018 with a big win, and then Christian Allen got his start at this race in 2023 with a statement win.
That's right. Yeah.
So lots of history on the men's side and on the women's side. All right, here's the women's history that I find really cool about this race. So we already talked about the women's course record that was set in 2008 by Anna Ortiz, 6:02:06. Anna Frost, who was a 2-time champion, won her first Speedgoat title in 2012, which was the same year as Killian. She ran 6:26:23. And then she wound up going to win her second title in 2014 in 6:42. Hillary Allen was 4th that year in 2014, and then went the next year in 2015, came back and won. So she's a former champion, won in 6:37:35 in 2015. Katie Scheid ran this race in 2015. She was 7th in 2015, ran 7:44:28. Never came back to try and win, though. I find that really interesting that Katie Scheid never came back to take the dub or try. Germain ran this race as well, but we'll get to him. He ran it in 2019. Anna Mae Flynn, I feel like had one of her many breakout performances, but I think 2017 Anna Mae Flynn, like, you got to give her flowers. Like, absolute breakout performance, ran 6:18:04 for the win in 2017. Marianne Hogan was also in that 2017 race, who's a big name in ultra now, runs for Solomon, and she was 6th in 7:15:01 back in 2017. Anna Mae Flynn also went on to win again in 2019. And then another household name, Jennifer Lichter, raced her first Speedgoat back in 2022 and got second in 6:52:06, coincidentally right after winning the Broken Arrow Sky Race 46K, just about a month removed. So yeah, it's just interesting. So many greats and so many of the big names in our sport, both men and women, have really come through and raced this race. So there's a lot of history to it. Yeah. Let's talk names. We can talk. Do you want to talk about men's names or women's names? Just like, I feel like the depth is very deep here.
Yeah. Let's start with the women.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. So I'll let you throw off a couple names that really stood out to you of women that are going to be in the lead field this year.
Yeah. One of the surprising names I saw, one that I'm not familiar with. I like to think that I'm educated on like the Salt Lake kind of Wasatch scene, but this one I actually haven't heard of. It was sorry if I'm saying her name incorrect. Is it Mally Noyes?
Mally, Noyes is the right way to say it. Noyes.
Yeah, so she took second in 2023 and 2024, and it seems like she lives like right around the base of it, like in Cottonwood Canyon. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, Little Cottonwood.
No,
she
Little Cottonwood. Okay.
From Sun Valley, resides in Little Cottonwood now. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, so like she knows this race so well. It's cool to see a local that has like been here year after year and now is showing up with like some really legit competition. So I'm really excited to see what she could do, because like that's kind of where people can have their breakouts, at their hometown race, when like a bunch of big dogs come in and they just like wipe the field because they have experience here. And this seems like a type of course. And with a course with this much vert, it's something that you probably have to return to. I don't know if you're going to hit it right the first time, because it's so easy to go at hot in this and just destroy the first like couple climbs. But those last couple climbs are absolutely brutal. So yeah, we'll see. A couple other names. Emma Cook Clark. She's never raced here before. She was so good on the Skyrunner series. She's so good at these technical mountain races. Whereas this one is maybe not as technical, but so much hiking. That's just her thing.
She's super excited to see what she. Yeah, she showed her chops at Mammoth in previous years as well, or in a previous year. Like she can do runnable stuff as well. So and super steep. So
yeah. And then Grayson Murphy, that always stands out, especially now that we saw her kind of make the move up in distance at Broken Arrow, where she took 5th. So yeah, this will be her longest race, probably time on feet like to date at a race. So it'll be super interesting to see what she can do there. She's very familiar, I imagine, with these trails, having raced on them before, just not in a Speedgoat race. You got returning champion Jasmine Lowther. She's been out there training now. Seems like her and Michelino moved out there.
Yep.
So she's probably very familiar with the course. I've been kind of seeing what they've been doing, bouncing around the Wasatch, kind of hitting all the major stuff that you kind of got to hit to get familiar with that range now that they just moved there. So it's been fun to see.
I've heard Michelino is getting pretty into the whirl, spending a lot of time.
Oh, dude, he's gonna give that a rip.
Gonna smash the whirl course.
Oh, I love that.
Poor David Hedges is gonna get 2 broken records in a year. That bastard. Feel bad for him.
But And then the big name that really stood out because she's kind of been on everyone's radar as of late. And you mentioned she took second in 2022, Jen Lichter, having won Broken Arrow, what now, a month or so removed from that win.
Yeah.
Similar to what she did in 2022 and then coming to this race. I expect she's in very similar fitness, training on a Missoula, peaked at her Strava, putting in some big days per usual in the mountains, kind of what you got to do for this race. Yeah, if she can win this, man, I think she's in for, Troy watch. I have a feeling.
Yeah. Oh, easily.
Yeah, it's like we talked about her on the last Broken Arrow pod. She has that dog in her, and in her eyes, like you can tell she's such a competitor, and she's gonna come here and really
you know what? Like,
I'm excited.
The only thing it'll be it's a good year for her, but like a bummer year. Like, let's say she does have, let's say she wins Speedgoat, right?
Yeah.
She has an opportunity then to go for like the trifecta and go get the rut, like go run the 50K, win that, which she's, had great results at before. So she'll just be swapping that, I guess, this year for Worlds, to go run on the Worlds team. So
those three kind of are the Triple Crown, I would say, like Broken Arrow, Speedgoat, rut. I like that. Yeah. I like that. That's good.
I mean, it's like I would put her up there as like probably the best like female 50K mountain runner in the country, like one of the best in the world. Yeah.
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Got a couple other names I just want to throw out there too. Janelle Lynx, every time she's on a starting line, she's killer. She's making the jump, it seems like too. I think she's done something longer before. I was looking at her UTMB profile, and she did something in the Azores with Golden Trail that looked like it was a little bit longer. I don't know if this was a combined time or not, but this does seem like a pretty big jump up in distance for her. So I'm curious why she's doing it. Really cool that she's doing it, because she was always just like a staple on kind of Zerk series and GoPro games or shorter mountain races. So it'll be cool to see her out there.
Broken Arrow.
Yeah. Sarah Beal, she trains out of Boulder, more of a flatter, runnable kind of 50K to like 100-mile, seems like 100K or so it'll be interesting to see someone with flatter speed coming here. You never know. It sometimes it translates for people, sometimes it doesn't. Robin Lesh, she was 8th at Broken Arrow, and she won the 28K last year, so she's familiar with this course. It's just a little bit longer, so we'll see. She's training right now out of Durango, and I saw her putting in some big loops in the San Juan, so I can imagine she's definitely ready to go. And then another San Juan girl, Lindsay Allison, coming off 5th last year at this race, and I think she's coming here to get a little bit of revenge from Broken Arrow, having DNF'd. I did hear about the reason. I know you're going to be having her on in the next day or so. So we'll figure out maybe why that happened. Maybe she's trying to save her season, and maybe this ends up being a big race for her. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, she's made the Worlds team too, so I think this will be a good. That's actually interesting, because I do need to ask her about that, if she'll continue on to do. I know before then when we had her on the podcast, it was all about CCC. Now things have changed a little bit. She's made a Worlds team, so is CCC still the the jewel in the season, or is it going to be Worlds? And how do you do both? Right. And
exactly. Yeah. Eli, he sounds like he's doing both.
Yeah, he's
doing CCC and Worlds, which is, I commend you for that.
But Eli's not a human being.
He's also not a human being. So that's a good.
He's I'm not really sure where he's from, but yeah.
And then another woman name I wanted to toss out there, a new one for me, Anna Fisher. She's sponsored by the North Face. Local out of Salt Lake area. So again, familiar with these trails. You can never count out somebody that's familiar with the Wasatch and having trained there.
Has she had any previous finishes at this race? The one thing, like a common thread that I'm finding in both the men's and women's fields, is that there's a lot of experience at this race, whether it be at the 28K or the 50K. Yeah.
Yep. And that's absolutely going to show. Absolutely. And then as for just like times and stuff, just I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, but just reiterate here. Last year's winner was Jasmine Lowther at 6:15. And the course record having been 6:02. I think this year we're going to be looking at somewhere around 6:10, maybe pushing 6:05. I just think with the competition and with everybody pushing each other, they're going to start out hotter than maybe usual, similar to like how people did it like Western States. It's kind of how we're seeing this sport go, regardless of the distance. People are putting themselves in contention very early on. The race doesn't start, at the third or fourth aid station. The race starts at the first climb, and these girls are going to be pushing it on the first climb right off the bat. And I think that's gonna result in a time that's pretty close to this course record. I have a feeling. As conditions.
I think you're right. I think we might be on course record watch for this week, and for the women's course record at least. I don't think the men's. I really don't. But for the women's course record, I think 6:02 to that 6:04 range. It's a stretch. Like that's hard to do. But you got to remember, like Jazz did win last year in 6:15:05, and she wasn't like. I mean, she was push, but like not like Mally ran 6:22:31, and then third place Cody. Kelvin was 6:20, so about 2 minutes back. MK was in the mix as well. Lindsay Allison and Ruby Lindquist were kind of in the mix, but they were all, 15, 20 minutes back, 30 in some cases, like off of Jazz. If you get a duel between maybe because you also have like Grayson in the mix, you've got Jen Lichter. I think the level of ladies in this race, I think we'll get close. I really do. Did we get a new course record? I mean, maybe Jazz or Jennifer or Grayson or one of these like fantastic women like goes and absolutely smashes it out of the park. It's possible. Yeah. I just think that's more likely to see a women's course record go down than the men's, in my opinion.
100%. I agree.
I think that's totally possible. So some other things to add to it. So that Mally Noyes, interesting. She's a Solomon freeski athlete. So that's why she was being kind of hyped up a little bit there in Broken Arrow. There was some discussion, at least around the Golden Trail series, like they kind of talked about her a little bit. And there was just some media around her. Solomon freeski athlete. So primary sport is skiing. A secondary sport is running, but she's a damn good runner, man. Like, three finishes, all in the top 5, 2 second places, 1 in 24, 1 in 22, and then 4th in 2020. Her best time 6:22. So, she very much so a contender for this podium, like easily.
This is a skier's race. I mean, look, we have David Sinclair, course record. I mean,
yeah, and I think that this is just one of those rare courses where there's a lot. It's like there's a lot of runnable climbs, but there's also a lot of hiking. Like there's a good amount of hiking in this. So it's and that ski strength really matters. It really translates in a particular race like this. Really your ability to endure those terrible ups and downs of, and then being in the pain cave. So I think, this is a lot to this. Another person I did want to point out who you already mentioned was Robin Lesh. Just very consistent. Like one of the things I really admire about Robin, like you said, 8th place at the Broken Arrow 46K this year, won Speedgoat 28K last year. Very rarely is she not like in the mix. Like she's very much like usually a very perennial top 10 contender in a lot of ways. So yeah, very much so. One person you didn't mention I did want to throw in there was Gwen Rudy, friend of the pod. We've had her on before, trains out of Leadville. Yeah. She is a Broken Arrow Triple Crown winner from 2022. She also set the course record at the run through time half marathon this year. So it'd be fun to see her out there mixing it up in a much longer race. Lindsay Allison does intrigue me. I'm very curious to see what Lindsay Allison does on this course, especially coming off of Broken Arrow. I think the fire is definitely going to be there. And then like we talked about, I'm interested in this, like how Grayson kind of falls in this like 5, to 6 hour range. This is more of a 6 to 7 hour range type of running. This will be by far her longest run. So I think it's the fear of the unknown, the wonder of the unknown. I think it's kind of cool. I like seeing Grayson moving up into the longer stuff. Like it's, hopefully it's a better fit for her or something that she's excited to do. I wonder, I'll never know what this is like, but to be so good at something, like so good and so talented, it's like, why am I going to go run the vertical or the up down / mountain classic again when you have the ability to explore more, And
maybe it's less pressure. She's going into something where there's no expectations for her, so she can kind of just like do what she wants, and all the power to her.
Yeah. No, and I got to applaud her for like, you got this big race in Worlds at the end of September, and you're going to take some swings between now and then to see like what sticks, what doesn't. And, it's like one of those things where, she's so accomplished and just, she has so much experience, but it's like nothing really replicates that race setting where you got to take some swings at races beforehand to get back into that, that feeling and understanding like how that, what it's like to fuel on that type of day. Cause like you could do only so much in training. And I think that she's, like I said, I gotta applaud her for taking those swings and, especially on a big stages like this and seeing where it comes out. I know she had a tough day and the day she didn't want to have a broken arrow. Like we had both picked her for easily first place, just because name recognition and just what she's done throughout her career. But, dude, we could totally be, I wouldn't be surprised at all if she goes and wins, like not at all. Yeah, it's going to be fun to follow. And I think that's the ladies that intrigue me. Janelle Lynx as well. She had a 4th place finish at Broken Arrow back in 2023 at the 23K. This year she did compete and took 8th place at the Broken Arrow Ascent. So much shorter. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm excited to see kind of her go out and compete. All right, let's talk about the men. The men's like these fields are so deep, man. I'll get into the men. I'll jump on some of this.
Yeah.
Just the names that I just came across: Michelino Senseri, Ryan Becker, Timo Tollefson, Zach Gardner, Jeshrin Small, Grant Barnett, Cole Campbell, Adam Mary, Adam Loomis, our boy Kieran Ney, shout out to Kieran Ney, friend of the podcast, Scott Klingon Smith, Young Gun, Josh Potvin, and then Devin Pancake. Thanks for letting me know Devin Pancake was in this race because I did not see that. The name that stands out to me when this is going to be a math equation, right? It's like when we're looking at this, we're looking at times, right? The only person that's run under 520 in this entire group, and in fact has run really closer to 515 twice, is Michelino. Won the race back in 2019. He was a Speedgoat champion. That's really what got him on the map. It's what got his name recognition out there. Dude, I mean, back in 2019, he ran 5:14:38 or 35. Sorry, 5:14:35. Beat Germain. Germain was in that race. Yeah, shout out to our friend Germain Grangier. I wish I could speak French. Yeah, and then also he took 3rd place in 2022. I know he didn't have the race that he wanted to, but still ran 5:16:22 back in 2020. Like that's fast, dude. That's faster than anybody. And so I kind of look at it from a math perspective. Like nobody in this entire group of men has run anything under 520. And the fact that like Michelino's done it twice gives me the indication that if he's vintage Michelino that we've seen, break the Grand Teton record, win Broken Arrow 46K back in 23. Like if it's that Michelino, yeah, it's his race to lose, in my opinion. Like, I think Ryan Becker is supremely talented. I think Zach Gardner, Jeshrin Small, there's a lot of like Cole Campbell. There's a lot of really talented guys in this field. But when you look at times, like for instance, like Ryan Becker took 3rd place last year, and he took 3rd place this year at the Broken Arrow 46K, obviously. Yep. 7th place, 7th last year in 2024, but ran 5:49:49. It's 30 minutes off of Michelino's slowest time. Tim Tollefson, Tim's run close. Like he took 2nd in 2017 to then course record breaker Jim Walmsley. And he ran 5:23:32, and then the following year came back in 2018 and ran 5:37:35. Zach Gardner is a big name. He runs for Norda. He's, I'd say, known enough for being a Wasatch guy. He's a Norda athlete, and also he won the Andorra 100 mile back in 2023. His fastest time on this is 5:40:33. Jesh Small took 4th in 2023. He's ran 5:37:22. Grant Barnett took 5th in last year, ran 5:45:56. So you're starting to see a trend here, right? Like there's a lot of 5:25 to like 5:45, but nobody really sticks out to me that like the possibility of running underneath 5:25 for at least this year. I think like I could see Michelino going and winning it, and like even if he runs 5:17, 5:19, 5:20, I don't think anyone's going to come close to that. He'll probably have a nice padded lead. One person that does stand out to me, I really like him both as a person and just as a really hard worker kind of guy, Cole Campbell. didn't have the race that he wanted this year at Broken Arrow, but like is so consistent. 6th place in 2024 at the 46K, 4th place in 2023 at the 46K, 9th place this year in probably what was his most improved time, obviously, but like just you know, this
he put himself in it too. I know in like the first loop I saw him and he was right up there with them, and then maybe just fell back a little bit.
Yeah.
Loop, but
it's tough, man. I mean, I got that vibe from Noah that like it was so many guys trying to vie for Brian Whitfield, like just so many people trying to vie for those spots. Very deep, very deep. Adam Mary, what's your thoughts on Adam Mary? Like, what's your take on him being in the field? I know he took 19th place at Broken Arrow this year at the 46K. I think he's trying to transition more to like the mountain stuff.
Yeah.
Like, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, looking at his past races and from what I know of him, he's never really been like it seemed like a more of a mountain guy. It's always been more of that runnable type terrain, like a Western. So he's a big question mark for me. He could go out very well and have a day. He's a strong runner. That's definitely one thing that like stands out about him is like he's strong. In this race, you need to be strong. You can't be this like little wimpy road runner, whatever. Like this is a true mountain race. So yeah, it's definitely a question mark, but he very well could be in that top 10 for sure. We'll see. For me, it's 6 through 10 is like all question marks. It's anyone's game. The top 5, I feel like I have narrowed down a decent amount, but again, this is such a deep race, so it's anyone's game.
Yeah. There's there is a lot of question marks. Like, do we get vintage Tim Tollefson? Like, yeah, like Tim, I feel like
still pop one.
Yeah, well, the thing about it is, like, dude, the last thing to really like, I'm not calling him old, but I am saying, like, sorry, Tim, that's not an insult, but like, what I was gonna say was like the last thing to really go is like you might lose some top end speed as you get into your later 30s, early 40s, right. Like your VO2 goes down a little bit. But like also VO2 is not an indicator of who's going to win this race. There's a lot of other factors. And like, look at, you know, I mean, a lot of people want to talk about who just won Hard Rock, the Hoka athlete who just totally slipped my mind.
So it's last thing starts with the P.
Ludovic Pomeray. Jesus Christ. It's been a long day, people. I'm so sorry.
It has. No.
But like, if you want to like, and I'm not making comparisons at all, but Ludovic, if I remember correctly, he's knocking on the door at 50 years old and just like, can climb so well and just descend very well. Like so much very that well. It made like Matthew Blanchard like back off a little bit because he thought the pace was too high.
That's what I heard.
So interesting. So, I mean, I think obviously two very different athletes, but I think like I said, this might suit someone like Tim a little bit more. He's had so many great finishes at UTMB. This is obviously just a very different type of race because there's so much vertical gain and so much hiking. And Tim's had, like I said, he's been on the podium twice in this race. So wouldn't be at all surprised to see him off there. I'm curious, like Grant Barnett has, I don't want to say gone full time, but pretty close to it. Running for Kraft, like with that extra time, we'll see if like he's been able to make some improvements. Like, Grant is an interesting case. Like I really respect him a lot. Both I really like him as a human, but also like as an athlete, like he showed that he's developed and grown a lot. Like he ran this race back in 2019, 14th place, ran 6:28.16, comes back for the first time last year, takes 5th place in 2024. Runs 5:45.56, so a good like almost 40 something minutes faster. Like that's I gotta give him, that guy deserves his flowers. So just goes to show the development, how much he's improved as an athlete. It's really cool. Another note. Sorry.
He just to touch on him, it looks like he's gearing up for Run Rabbit Run later in September. So this seems like a proper tune up. He DNF'd at where was that, at Canyons earlier this year. Probably went out with all those other guys like everyone did. But yeah, it looks like he's sort of had a quieter year. Won the 50K, Antelope Island, Buffalo Run. Looks like that's a local one in March. But yeah, so it looks like he's geared up and ready to go. I'm really excited to see what Grant does. I'm a big Grant fan.
He's a wild boy. I really like him.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite pods.
God. Yeah. Make ultra running or trail running raunchy again. I was like, I can't canceled for this one. What did you think of? Dude, Adam Loomis is another one. He's a local Wasatch guy.
Yes.
8th place in 2022, ran 5:49.21, and then 5th place in 2021 ran 5:37.44. So another one of those, like, there's a lot of really consistent guys that are going to compete for like that 6th through 10th spot, maybe even 4th through 10th spot. Like very similar times. We're going to see a lot of like stacking, I think. Just everybody's ran around the same time, if you will. Most of, like I said, the only outlier really to me is, or one of the big outliers is really Michelino.
Now I'm going to throw this out there. Top 5, I think, is going to be 5:35. If you want to be in the top 5, I think you have to run like 5:35. Is that fair to say? Or is that maybe pushing a little bit? Okay.
No, I'd say it's fair. Damn, my computer locked up, or I'd say like what the traditional, here, actually, hold on one second. I'm kind of curious to see like what the podium was in the lab historically.
Because you definitely have to go, I think with how deep the field is this year, I think you have to go under 6 to take top 10. For sure. Because the women are going to be low 6s. Yeah.
I think that's fair. You're right on the bubble there. So like last year, David Hedges was 4th place and ran 5:38.35. Scott Patterson, who... Are we aware if is Scott Patterson not on the list for this year?
I didn't see it.
I didn't see him either. I just want to make sure. I might go back and check just to make
sure.
Man,
if he was. Whew.
Yeah, Scott Patterson's legit. Scott Patterson ran 5:32. He's another one though, 5:32. Like it just goes to show you, like, dude, how I think sometimes people sleep on Michelino, but like the fact that like someone like Scott Patterson, Sam Hendry, Adam Peterman ran 5:46 last year. Like the fact that like Michelino goes like literally 5:16 and 5:14. Like I was under 5:20 twice. Like that's, dude, like that's world class right there. So faster than KJ.
Now, question about Michelino. I know when we talked in the Broken Arrow preview, he didn't feel like he was like 100% fit. He was kind of like gearing back up. Where do we feel like he's at now? Is he?
He hasn't. I mean, I know he's been planning the whirl a bunch. I know he's signed up and planning the race. That's the best of my knowledge. I texted him this week and he's out of service. That's of right now, which makes me feel like since that he's out of service, I would guess that. And like I don't know. I asked Francesco. Like I talked to Francesco more than I talked to Michelino. Shout out to Francesco, guys. If you want to listen to a really good podcast, listen to Chasing Trail by Teddy Tonelli. Anyway, yeah. In my opinion, like Francesco hadn't heard from him either, so that's my guess is that he's doing what he did before, like the Grand, and maybe sleeping up high, getting used to the altitude, maybe being out of service a little bit.
Dedicated, love it.
Yeah, oh yeah, dude, he's a mountain ninja. Yeah, so that's my guess. So if that's the case, then my opinion would be he's just we might be in for similar performance of like 2022 or 2019.
It's exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, let me go back. I got some other numbers. So we looked at the podium from last year. Like I said, 5:32. So if you want to get in the top 3, you're gonna want to run somewhere under 5:35. So that would be my guess. In 2023, Christian won this race surprisingly a little slower. He ran 5:23.37. Nick Handel ran 5:30. Adrian McDonald ran 5:31, and Jesh ran 5:37. So. I mean, with Jesh coming back, 5:37 is his fastest time. Yes. He was 8th also in 2018 and ran 6:07. So he's another one. Like, look how much he's improved. 6:07 all the way down to 5:37. Yeah.
Even in these last couple of years, since he's moved to Boulder, I feel like, which was like 2-ish years ago. He was based out of like I think Golden before. He's kind of went to a new level. He's one to watch. I'm excited for Jesh.
It's really interesting because, like, I think temperature is probably going to play a big role because, like, I can remember videos of like Christian sweating pretty bad and like it was pretty exposed. So yeah, if it's a cooler year, like we could see some, I think we could see go under 5:20.
And this is why I'm gonna put Salt Lake guys at an advantage here for this race. They're used to that heat. Like it's hot on the Front Range in Colorado, but you can go up the road 20 minutes and it's 20 degrees cooler and whatever. That's what I always do at least. But like these guys are training like it's 100 plus degrees in Salt Lake, and if you're climbing out of there, like you're ready for this race. It's big time. I mean, I noticed it at Twisted Fork. It was all the Salt Lake guys that trained in the heat, they were up at the top. Surprised. So I expect that here as well.
Finn's home cooking, dude. Bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to think of who else I didn't mention. I did mention Kieran Ney. No history with this race, but also did run. This year he ran 4:48.23 at Broken Arrow at the 46K. Not the day he wanted, but like still 4:48.23 is pretty damn fast on that course.
Oh, yeah.
That's no joke. So definitely capable of a top 10 position.
A couple other names I got here too. Alex Proctor. He's out of Salt Lake as well. Young kid. Just broke. I believe him and Finn went at it at, I think it was that Antelope Island race.
50 mile. Yeah.
50 mile. Yeah. And I think he broke. No, he did. He broke the course. I think they both broke the old course record that was set by. Oh, I had it and I lost it. It was some prominent programmer. No.
I
can't remember who. But anyway, really solid race. He's on the up and up. He's 24, 25 years old. Very well could see him in the top 10. Andrew Natpick. I raced against him quite a bit in the summer of 2023 at Zerk Series. Yep. He is partners or married to Giselle Slopboom, I believe. Yep. I don't know if they're still together. They were at the time. And then Henry Harris as well. He's a Colorado guy. Kind of pretty known, I feel like, throughout the Colorado scene. He's kind of always up there. He's always competitive.
Trains on Salida. He doesn't miss much. Yeah, he
races very well.
Tough. Like, if I remember correctly, he did get either won or got on the podium. I'm tough last year. Like, did some longer stuff, and then I'm cool. I'm glad to see him back. You know, he helped out a bunch when David Hedges ran. Did his Nolan's 14 record. He was very involved with it.
Younger kid in the sport. I think he's maybe around my age, maybe 29, 30, but has been at it for a while, I feel like. So very well could see something out of him. Tyler Fox is another one. I believe he's living in Wyoming now, but he used to be a Boulder guy. I think he was a Rocky Mountain Runners guy. He was affiliated with them for a while. Has a lot of really great results. And he's a coach. I don't think he's hit a home run in the past couple of years, but very well could see something out of him. He has segments all over Boulder, super solid. But yeah, I think you listed everything that I had, and I just added to it. But yeah, if there's anything else.
I think we're good. I do want to, like I said, give a shout out to the three young guns, Kieran Ney, I feel like I can't call Kieran a young gun even as a young man. You got to remember, I'm ancient, dude. I brought my cane with me to this experience, to this conversation. So, you know, as an old guy, I can say, look out for the young guns. But Scott Klingon-Smith, Devin Pancake, and Kieran Ney are the young guys that I think definitely worth looking out for. All right, let's do women's podium. I'll let you take it away.
Women's podium, yeah. I'll start. I'll go from 5 to 1. In fifth, I have Mally Noyes. Fourth, I have Emma Cook-Clark. Third, I have Grayson Murphy. Second, I have Jasmine Lowther. And first, I have Jennifer Lichter.
I think we have the same podium. It's pretty
really.
It's pretty close. I had only written down top 3, but like honestly,
okay.
So fifth place this year, I'm going to go Mally Noyes. Fourth place, I'm going Lindsay Allison. Improves by 1 spot, but probably has it's a deeper field, so I'm sure she has a much faster time. Third place, I'm going Grayson Murphy. Second place, I'm going Jasmine Lowther. First place, Jen Lichter. And the only reason is Jasmine, we got to remember, Jasmine's a defending champion, ran this race last year, had an amazing race. I think it's between Jasmine, and I don't know how Grayson's going to race this race, how aggressively.
Right.
So I think that's the big question there. Mally could be aggressive too. Yeah.
100% because she knows it. Yeah. I could see Grayson pushing it out and taking the lead early on and kind of setting the tone. And then Jen and Jasmine will probably make their moves because they know the course.
Yeah. Watching Jen put on an absolute clinic at Broken Arrow, makes me feel like maybe she'll do the same thing. I don't know. Maybe she has reverence and more respect for this course just because she didn't win it last time around. I don't know. She's a really fierce competitor. I have a lot of respect for her and really admire Jen Lichter. Yeah. So I don't know. I just feel given off that Broken Arrow just after that Broken Arrow performance, like just, yeah, I think that it's probably her race to lose. But I do think somewhere between Jen, Jasmine, Grayson, Mally, I think this is a squad of ladies that will get significantly closer to the course record. I think we might be on course record watch for this year.
Yes.
Like I said, if it stays cool, I mean, you said it's going to be cloudy. It's going to be what, high 60s?
Yeah, high 60s. Yep.
Low 70s?
Low 40. Yeah.
Low of the 40s.
Low of the 40s.
It's cool possible. Start. It's very possible. If the sun doesn't, like, the sun plays such a big factor out there. If the sun stays in and it's cloudy, we might have a really speedy day out there. And yeah, so honorable mentions. I do want to give some honorable mentions. Robin Lesh is one of the honorable mentions I do want to throw out there. Just like so consistent. Gwen Rudy, Sarah Beal. I think Sarah Beal is a big one to keep an eye on, just because she has so much consistency. 12th at the Broken Arrow 46K this year, 6th at Canyons, 2nd last year at the Pikes Peak Marathon 2024. So a lot of consistency there. Someone I would expect to compete. So honorable mention for, top 10 easily. Let's talk men.
Yeah. Men, again, I'll fit the first. Ours might be a little bit different here just because I feel like the men's was... This is tough. 5th, I have Grant Barnett. He was 5th last year. Cole Campbell, 4th. 3rd, Ryan Becker. 2nd, Jeshurun Small. And 1st, Michelino Senseri.
It's like basically the same.
Really?
So close, yeah. So 5th, I'm going to go Grant Barnett. Same. 4th, I'm going to go this time Jesh. 3rd, I'm going Cole Campbell. I think Cole Campbell has a day out there. I wouldn't be surprised if Cole Campbell wins the race. Like I really like that guy. I just something about him, like his work ethic, just like, not that other guys don't have crazy work ethic. Like Cole Campbell just struck me as a particular hard worker. In 2nd place, I'm going to go Ryan Becker. I don't know. I think Becker, out of anybody, just has the most to prove on this day, just because, like, yes, he had 7th place last year, took 7th place last year, but like, you got to remember, like, Ryan has dealt with Achilles issues for a very long time. And like last year was kind of a gift for him. Like he didn't really know how things were going to unfold. And he was able to kind of, this year is obviously on a heater. Last year ran, 547 or 549, if I remember correctly. I think Ryan is capable of going in the 520s and maybe under. I think if there's anybody that can stick with Michelino, you got to remember last year we had the duel between Michelino and Ryan at the Rut 50K, where Michelino beat him by 10 or 15 minutes or something like that. Yeah. So we'll see. Just goes to show you, like, if Michelino was at full Michelino mode, what would have happened between him and Eli and David Sinclair this year? I think it would have been it might have been a different conversation, like, I don't know. Becker had the race of his life. I think Noah Williams made a comment that, like, damn, like, at the time, like, Becker made a move apparently on one of the early climbs, and like Noah was like, yeah, I that's a ballsy move. I'm not going to do that. Sure as shit, he stuck it. So yeah, I like that Ryan races like save money, don't make money. So yeah, Ryan was first team all violence there, and hopefully first team all violence at this one. So
hopefully, I mean, yeah, he's got to have so much confidence. He's got to be. I bet he is the most confident person on that starting line. I'm not kidding. I bet he is.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'll talk to him tomorrow morning. Yeah. I'm very curious. I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I got to get in his head a little bit, because he seemed like just the emotion and just like everything, just to finally get that monkey off your back and like knock one out of the park. Like he's been due for it. So Ryan's another one. Ryan could win this race, dude. I think he really came up another level with that performance at Broken Arrow. So, 100%. We'll see if this is a much different course. This is a bit of a different beast. So we'll see. In first place, I have to stick with Michelino. And the only reason is, like I said, I keep coming back to the math. The only person to ever go under 220, to go under 220 twice, that's in this field.
Like the only one in the field that's won.
Right. Before. That's right. And he is the only champion in the field as well. 514 and then runs 516 in 2022. So a lot of consistency too. Like to run 516 and run 514 just really sticks out to me, even on a bad day. And I know he dropped one of the years too, if I remember correctly. It might have been 20. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was 22 the year he got 3rd. I don't know. That might be bad information, but I can't remember. Honorable mentions, I'm going Tim Tollefson. I could see him in the top 5. Wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, his best year was in 2017 where he ran 2:23. Grant Barnett, Zach Gardner, and I think I already named Grant Barnett in 5th place. So yeah, that's kind of my mix, if you will. Yeah, it's going to be a great race, man. I think this is a very stacked 50K field. I think a lot of really solid athletes. Really excited to see what's going to happen in the women's race. Like I said, there's a really strong possibility we get to close to that course record, and it would be cool to see a woman go under 6 hours in this race. I think there's a lot of ladies that are capable of doing it. So it's just a matter of getting, people having the right day. So cool.
Well, are we going to have a live stream for this? I feel like typically there's not one.
I don't think so. That's actually something I didn't look at. I would hope so, but maybe not. I don't know.
Because to be honest, they have decent service in the canyon there. I feel like I normally have service when I'm there. So hopefully one of these years, eventually they get something, because this would be a fun one. Because like we were saying earlier, the course is pretty condensed for the most part. So like they capable of doing it. And the trails are smooth enough where you could have someone, whipping around on a bike. Maybe not on the climbs, but on the descents.
I'm on their website now, and I'm not seeing anything. Okay. But just because I'm not seeing anything doesn't mean there actually isn't one. I don't follow them on Instagram. I don't really follow UTMB on Instagram either. But like, and that's a different conversation. But like, I would. It says click here to. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, dude. It just says click here to follow the Speedgoat mountain races. So maybe there is.
I know they got their live tracking. The live tracker is pretty good on the UTMB website. Typically.
I just see live tracking. Okay, so no, I can confirm there is no live stream, because if it was, it would say stream live streaming. There is a few, like for instance, like the Cat 100 by UTMB that's on August 9th is just live tracking. But like if it shows like Hoka UTMB Mont Blanc on there August 31st, and it says live stream as well. So this one is just live tracking. Cool. They should get a live stream though. That would be cool.
They should.
Get Mountain Outpost out there to do something. That'd be dope.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. But yeah. Well, Nicholas, thank you so much for joining. As always, I appreciate you. And this was a great one. And cheers to many more. And let's see how close. I think these are pretty safe picks. So I think we'll be.
I think so. I think we're going to be. I got to submit my free trail because I'm feeling pretty confident about this one.
Yeah, I think so. Well, listen, man, appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Listen up, guys. The Steep Stuff podcast is brought to you by Ultimate Direction USA. Guys, I am so excited. UD just dropped their new Race Vest 6-liter and Ultra Vest 12-liter in 2 beautiful aesthetic colors. You guys got to check these new vests out. They're dynamic in ways like that you just have never seen from an Ultimate Direction vest. Very stretchy, lots of storage, beautiful aesthetic colorways coming to you in a new, like a white and blue and an onyx and green. Just absolutely beautiful vests. I think these ones are just like some of the best products we've ever dropped, and I'm so excited for you guys to try them out. Hop on ultimatedirection.com and use code SteepStuffPod. Again, that's SteepStuffPod for 25% off your new vest. I mean, they're already affordably priced, but 25% off is just going to make it so much more affordable for folks in an already increasingly expensive trail running environment. So hop on ultimatedirection.com, get yourself a new vest, a pack, or any hydration solution, and let me know what you guys think.